Welcome in YouTube. We are shipping out orders today on eBay, Depop, Poshmark, I think Mecari, question mark. Ooh, and I think we have a Grail today too, actually. So we're going to go ahead and go live here on TikTok and get this party started. If you guys have any questions here, if you're watching this on the replay, please feel free to ask any questions in the chat or the comments. Or send me a message. I'm on all the social media platforms, darling. Okay, let's see. We need to get a little bit of music going here. Get this party started. All right, who we got? Kai! Welcome in, Kai. You are the first one today. Congratulations. You did it. Hey, God. Every time I see that and say that, it cracks me up. Okay, you guys, we have orders to ship today. Now, I realize today is a holiday, so technically these will be going out in the post office tomorrow. However, I want to get everything prepped today, and then anything else that sells later today or in the morning, I'll just get that shipped out. But I'm so used to shipping Monday, Wednesday, Friday that I just want to tackle it before these things stack up too much and it becomes overwhelming. Hey, Joan. Afternoon. How was the weekend sales? Kind of hit or miss, actually, for me. I'll be totally honest with you. Like, little bit, I kind of suspected this, and I'll tell you what, and I think we talked about this on Thursday or Friday. Yes, it's a holiday weekend. Yes, it's the first of the month. However, a lot of people's paychecks went in, but the money isn't reflecting in their account yet. So I have a feeling things for me personally will probably pick up like Wednesday, maybe tomorrow and Wednesday. And then I expect going into this next weekend for it to be pretty good. I know Kway killed it. I saw Kway ran a Labor Day special to close out some old inventory. I don't know why I didn't think about doing that. So I will definitely be doing that next holiday. I just literally didn't even think of doing that. So that's why it's so great to be watching each other, because everybody's got awesome ideas, and sometimes you just learn from other people. What about you, Vicious? How was your guys' sales? Hey, Judith. Hey, Kayla. Groovy Greenleaf. I know what that is. Hey, Sonia. All right, you guys. Thanks in advance for the hearts. Lets me know I'm adding at least a minor amount of value to your day. 10 going out so far. I love it. Just in time. Jennifer's here. Hey, Joe. Hey, Gilmore girl, Brianna, Lauren. All right, let's get started. So we're going to start with eBay first. If you have not joined me on a shipping video before, I always ship out on eBay. And the reason I do that is for two reasons. One, because I'm terrified I have sold something else on another platform and I accidentally ship it there, rather than shipping it out on eBay first, just in case I have to cancel it elsewhere. I don't want to cancel on eBay if I don't have to. And two, it's just what I do. It's like, I like things that are efficient and go in order. So I always start with eBay. That's where we're going first. And let's get this kicked off. All right, so it looks like our first thing that's sold here. I appreciate the shares too, you guys. That's fantastic. We can find more people, we are better together, right? All right, I'm just trying to get Justin pulled all this. So I'm just trying to get like a metric for where things are here. Hey, Jess, I'm not seeing that hoodie from eBay. The ThermaFit hoodie, I just sold that. Can you take a look for me and see if you see it in the eBay app? All right, so while he does that, we'll get started on something else here. Okay, so, this is an item. I've actually had this for a long time. So this was one of my first pickups. I got this at Goodwill, I think. So that tells you how long ago it was. I haven't shopped at Goodwill in quite a while. So this is a PAX, which if anyone knows what that is, feel free to put it in the comments. And this is a PAX West 04. I don't see it, baby. All I see is this Columbia. I don't see SKU 665. This is 821. Nope. That is 721. Okay, I'll look in a second. If you see 665, we just pull it. Okay, so this is a PAX 04 shirt. I expected this to sell way. PAX said no. PAX, it's a comic book, a Comic-Con. Think Comic-Con. I expected this to sell super fast. This is one of those weird things that kind of tricked me. I paid, I think, like $5.99 for it because it was like at the beginning of my doing this. Now it's like I only buy things that are like $1 or $2. So, but it sat in our inventory to give you a metric on how long it sat. And this is why it's important. The only way to fail is to quit, because this is why it's important. So I'm on SKU 922. This is 85. So that tells you how long this has been sitting in our inventory. I think also it's a size medium. I think this probably would have sold better had it been a little bit of a larger size. So it really just took someone that probably went to this and didn't have the ability to maybe pick up a t-shirt, or maybe they did and they're a different size now. Needless to say, it's a 2018. I would have titled this way different. I just noticed my title. So it says Pack West 04 men's medium t-shirt gray, blue penny arcade, welcome home 2018 jersey. That's so confusing. So now I would have wrote 2018 PAX West 04 gray t-shirt, men's medium, blue penny arcade, which is the brand. So it's so funny. It's still sold, but that tells you why it sat for so long. Like this was literally in our inventory forever. Okay, so let's get a shipping label for this here. And what do we got here? So anything that is under a pound, I always ship it straight from eBay. Anything that's over a pound, I always ship on pirate ship. And I do that because for some reason where I live in Texas, in the country, in the United States of America, my shipping rates are always less expensive from pirate ship if it's over $1. Even with the discount shipping on eBay, even with all of that said and done, it still is always less expensive for me to ship through pirate ship. But if it's under a pound, it winds up being the same. So go figure. TJ is here. Patricia's here. Just me is here. Becky's here. Good morning, you guys. And welcome to the adventure of shipping awesome items. So we're going to include a sticker in on this. And this is cute. Kind of Harry Potter-esque kind of sticker. And then I always also include a thank you card that asks them to rate, review. It also asks if they have any issues, if they have any questions, to message me. So you never know when something happens in shipping, or like I had a customer I just shipped out the other day. You guys probably were with me when I shipped out those Hoka tennis shoes. And so they messaged me and they're like, hey, I got your note. So that's this. And I do have a question. My thing says delivered today. I couldn't find them. I just looked all around and I don't see them. And I was like, okay, well, it says delivered. I said, go ahead. And this is on Mecari. So Mecari's policy is to wait 48 hours from when it gets delivered before you like submit a claim or anything. So I was like, well, Mecari's rule is to wait 48 hours. So, ask your neighbors, do this, do that. Asked a neighbor. It was at a neighbor's house. But had I not included that little note and said that, I feel like what probably would have happened is they probably would have immediately rated me and been like, it's a scam. They've sent me this thing, or they said they sent shoes and they never did, or it's going to be something's going to go on and it's going to be annoying. So by including that, they messaged me first. I was able to talk them down. They found the shoes. They gave me a great review and they're very happy. What poly bags do you use? MAMT asks. If you go into our bio and then click around in there, you'll be able to get over to our Amazon list. And in Amazon list, it has reseller supplies. If you click through that, you'll see the poly bags that I use. I can't remember the brand. I've used quite a few. The ones that are in there now are the ones I like the best. The thing peels the best. They're the most sturdy. Like I don't have to worry about this breaking. And they're not very expensive. They're like a couple cents a piece, I believe. So, hey, Cherry, nice to see you. Hey, Sugar's here. Hey, Sugar. Welcome. Okay, so let's see. What do we got with a weight here? So our weight on this is 6 ounces. So obviously under a pound. And like I said, I'm going to ship straight from eBay on this because of the weight. So this person paid $6.20 for shipping. That also could be why it took a while to sell. So when I was up in Seattle, where I used to live, I lived right outside of Seattle, so kind of northern Western Washington. And my shipping from there to, like, let's say New York was so expensive. So my t-shirts used to cost about $6, $6.10 to ship. Now they tend to be anywhere, being in Texas, from like $4.80 to like $5.60-ish. So I have my shipping set a little bit lower now on the newer items I have listed. But this was an older one that I had not delisted and relisted yet. So we were making an extra almost $2 on that, which is great. So that pays for the fact that I spent $5.99 at Goodwill on that. And it also pays for the gas, shipping, and handling, yada, yada, yada. This is going to Todd in Minnesota. Todd in Minnesota, thank you very much for your patronage. I appreciate you. And you are getting a fantastically clean, amazing shirt. All right. Now, other tip, I always keep 2 bags out when I do this. One is for UPS and one is for USPS. And the reason I do that is just so that they don't get mixed up, because UPS does not want USPS packages and vice versa. I love when old items sell. Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, sugar, like I said, that's been sitting in my inventory. So my first like year of doing this, I was like really part-time. And by really part-time, I mean, I probably listed like twice a month. So it was like just kind of just selling some stuff, you know. And that was one of the items that I had. And so, I mean, it's nice to be getting that stuff cycled out. I would never pay $6 for that now, but that's okay. I mean, we still made, you know, money, and that's all that matters. Okay, the next thing that we've got here is a pair of pants. And these are a Cabela's Trail Hiker Cargo Pants. Nothing fancy. This is a super, what I just call like a bread and butter sell, meaning they are probably not going to sell for a whole bunch. I got these at a garage sale for like 50 cents. They're just a basic pair of cargo pants. They're size 42-30, which is why I picked them up, because I love selling the bigger sizes. However, they do have some stains on the front. They have lived a hard life. But like I said, I picked them up for 50 cents. We sold them for $9.12. So not what I would constitute as a huge sale, but definitely a sale nonetheless. And because my cost was so low, I didn't mind picking them up. And I just made sure on there, I, put that there was a flaw, and they paid a good amount in shipping. So we may actually make a little bit. So a little hat is going along with that, the little Gorp Core situation, and a thank you card. We're just going to slip those right in here. If you guys have any questions or anything while I'm doing this about shipping, or questions outside of shipping, feel free to ask. We've got 2 exciting things today, you guys, that have nothing to do with shipping, but I'm going to share them with you nonetheless. So the first exciting thing is, if you have been following along with me the last 30 days, I've been doing these reseller accountability episodes, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, on TikTok. They're also starting to go up on my YouTube. But it's like every day or every 2 days, I get on, talk about, what I've done, what I've learned, the importance of consistency, because before this 30-day time period, I'm telling you, I was not consistent. The last 30 days, I was outrageously consistent. And I just made a video this morning. You'll have to pop in and watch about how much we've made on each platform just by being so insanely consistent for 30 days and really hammering down. It's actually, I made a lot more than I thought I had. So that was exciting. I don't want to ruin the surprise of what it is. You'll have to watch the video I put up earlier. So that's number 1, is we finished it. Yay! Pat on the back, 30 days. Of course, I'm going to continue to be consistent. Are you kidding me? However, that being said, I'm just not going to do a video every single day on that, because I want to do videos on other stuff. So let's see. Who are these going to? These are going to Lynn in Arizona. And I'm doing this in pirate ship too. Anyone that's wondering, the reason I'm doing that in pirate ship is because my shipping is just going to cost way less if I do it there. So we've got 1 pound, 14 ounces. Ooh, I'm glad we did not hit that 2 pounds with this. They're a bigger pair of pants. So sometimes that happens. I'm like, shipping. So these are going to be $6.82 to ship. We're going to buy that label. And the difference is these would cost me $8.20 to ship on eBay. This is costing me, what do we say, $6.27 on pirate ship. So I cannot preach pirate ship enough if you don't have a pirate ship account. Now, I have had a couple resellers that have commented or sent me messages that are like, I can't get my shipping to be any less expensive on pirate ship. It seems like it's the same. And that just really has to do with what part of the country you're in. So for me being, you know, in the middle of the United States of America in Texas, I am shipping, you know, these ways. My most expensive shipping is Maine and Washington. And then everything in between is less expensive. So for me, that's what the situation is. It may be different for you, but check. Take some of your stuff that's over a pound and check in there because it may save you money. Okay, so we've got our first UPS for the day, and that's going UPS SurePost, and that's kind of a newer thing. The nice thing about SurePost is what's happening is UPS is utilizing USPS to get the packages delivered. And then USPS, I'm assuming, is probably paying a little bit for UPS to do that, or USPS to do that. It probably costs them less money with gas and stuff for UPS because they don't have as many trucks as the post office. I could be wrong on that. I've never worked for the post office, disclaimer, so I don't know if that is a true statement, but I feel like that's probably the reason. All right, does anybody else want to know the other exciting thing today? Is anybody interested in the other exciting thing? Show me an emoji if you want to hear the other exciting thing today, because it is very exciting to me. It's exciting to me. It's exciting to Justin. It's exciting for our family. Okay, so you said that you think this is in here, baby? This, yeah, I don't see that hoodie, Just. Yeah, you're going to have to see if you can find it. I don't have it in here. It is item 665. And I just listed this last night. So it's got to be in there. Okay. Yeah, this was something we listed last night. Oh, I got one emoji from Blended. Okay, I got Bailey's got an emoji too. All right. Here's the other exciting thing. It is my husband and I's 9th anniversary today. So, gushy. So he goes, oh. So 9 years ago today, I was, what time is it? 12:30, totally stressing out, trying to get everyone's hair done. I was running around like a crazy person trying to organize. You know what's funny? And if anyone has ever been married before, you know, like your wedding day, you spend so much time planning for it. You want everything to be awesome and perfect and amazing. And then you get to the day and it's great, but I don't even remember that day. I swear we were just like so busy. Do you remember that day much? I mean, what is your memory of that?
It was a disaster.
Great wedding, bad food. Our venue, which by the way is now closed down. The venue was beautiful. It was on the water in Olalla, Washington. We had fireworks. It was gorgeous. We spent a fortune on it. Probably would do that again. But it was beautiful. It was amazing. But we had to use their food service that they had there. And it was like, I can't even explain to you how bad it was. First of all, it was ice cold. They didn't have any warmers. Ice cold mac and cheese, short ribs that were like this thick. And it was just like had little bones in it and stuff. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. So all of us at the wedding were like, well, we'll just drink. So we all just drank. The appetizers were okay. And then when we got done, we headed off for our honeymoon. We were actually staying in town. This is not about shipping, but that's okay. We were staying in town at this little like cottage bungalow on the water. And then a bunch of our friends and everyone were actually staying at our place where we had gotten everything ready. We didn't want to stay there for the night because we wanted our, privacy. So we rented this little bungalow on the water. It was so cute, but we were starving. We were so hungry. And the only thing that was open was Domino's. So we called Domino's up to place an order. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't deliver to where you're at. And Justin's like, oh, well, how close do we have to get? And he's like, oh, and he tells us we had to, Justin, and because we didn't have our car, his dad had driven us and dropped us off. And so Justin had to walk like up the hill down the street to meet the Domino's guy to then walk the pizza back down to our cottage because we were so hungry. Oh my gosh. I love it when you list an item and sell it right away. Absolutely. Yeah, it was so crazy. I listed that last night. I think I must have listed it for $2 less or something. I mean, it may not even, I might have to find it. It may not even have made it into that room yet because I literally just listed this as in like last night. So, all right, I'll have to find it. We'll move out of eBay over to Poshmark then until I can find it. Okay. All righty. So we got a couple bundles on Poshmark today, which is always exciting. So it looks like, and this is great. These are a couple things I have had forever. So interesting. It seems like a lot of the stuff that sold this weekend is either I just listed it as in like last night, or it's stuff I've had sitting around for a while. So Sugar, what a great story. I mean, Justin and I are the kind of people, we have fun no matter what we do. So we had an absolute blast at the wedding. It was so much fun. It was beautiful. But like I said, the food situation was like, dude, and we spent like $5,600 on food or something. Insane. Wait, everybody, wad up some money, put it to it, flush. Bye. See ya. Thanks for the memories. But the rest of it was awesome. So that was the only part that was definitely left something to be desired. Okay, so we got two really old items going out. So this, I don't know if you guys have ever seen these before. If you do, these are bolos. So these are little guys. They're called Fugglers. And they are a Canadian brand. I don't know what you want to call this, like a little crazy weird guy. But they come in different stuffed animals, and some of them are really collectible. This is just kind of a regular one, but I had a few in there. I had a McFuzzy Pants Doc guy with suspenders. He sold for like $60. We had, how many Fugglers did we have to start with, babe? Like 15 maybe? Oh, he can't hear me. I think we had like 15 of these stuffed animals. So I bought them all through Facebook Marketplace for $20. We must have made $350, maybe $400 on them. So don't snooze on the Fugglers. This is just the only one that hadn't sold. He was the most common. So I think that's probably why. I also don't have the date in this listing because it's older. So that makes a difference. And then these here, these are another Facebook Marketplace pickup, I think. And they're just a bunch of little Kellogg's bobbleheads. So we've got Goofy, Minnie, Donald, Mickey, all new in the package. Definitely dead stock because these are from like the early 90s, I believe. And this is one of those weird things that I thought was going to sell like right away, but it just didn't. So both of these have been sitting in our inventory for like a good amount of time now. So I am happy to get them out. We sold these in a bundle. Our take home after all of the fees and everything, it looks like it's $10.20. I mean, we probably paid 50 cents for this guy. I got 3 packs of these. I had, let's see, it was Disney, just the regular classic Disney characters. It was Toy Story and Lion King. And I can't remember if we have the other ones yet. But I got all 3 packs for $5. I spent about $1.50 on this. And I spent or like $1.70 on this and about 50 cents on this. So we made about $8 in profit. Not crazy. Not what I would classify as like, oh my gosh, what a great sale. But I'm just happy to get them out of the inventory. Did you ask for a refund on the food? Dude, if you even know, Sugar, the rabbit hole I went down. I mean, I was in communication with the lady for probably 6 months or longer. We sent emails back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and she was not budging. I wound up posting up in our, because I got so burned on this, guys. I wound up posting up like in our local Gig Harbor groups, like, hey, if you guys are ever thinking about getting married here, just so you know. And I told the lady too, I'm like, hey, like I'm so unhappy about this, and it's so much money that I need to warn people about you guys, because I feel like you are trapping people into paying for food and then not caring. And like, you're admitting to me. And the worst part was, at the wedding, I had gotten the attendant to come over. My brother was in food service like most of his life. He does different stuff now, but he's trained at some of the best restaurants in the world, and he's just a really good chef. And he knows about food safety and food, all of that. Long story short, he comes up to me and he's like, dude, this stuff is like actually dangerously cold. He's like, this mac and cheese is dangerously cold. We're also serving chicken. He's like, this is dangerously cold. This has been out for longer than 30 minutes. It is collecting bacteria. We wound up kind of warning everybody at our wedding. We only had about 40 people at our wedding, so it was like intimate enough. That's how much it was for the food, you guys. 40 people. And so she had even come over during the food thing, and I was like, hey, this food is cold. I'm not happy, and we need to do something about this. And the lady was like, no worries, I totally understand. We don't have food warmers. And I'm like, what? And so, that's not even compliant with like safety. Like OSHA would have a field day with that. And so I told her, I'm like, we'll be in communication. And so I started emailing her right after our honeymoon and was just like, we need to get this figured out. And at first she was like, oh yeah, absolutely. I'll speak to the other owners, because multiple people owned this place, and we'll figure out what the best solution was. And it literally turned from that into like, well, you can take us to court if you want, but we're not giving you any money back. And so I just kind of did a little social media blast. I don't want to say that it made a difference, but they are no longer in business. And I'm not the kind of person to ever do that. If you guys knew me, I am the second chance girl. I will work with anybody trying to make things better. And we literally, I probably emailed back and forth with them 25, 30 times. It got to the point where almost a year had gone by and I was still trying to get like our money back, or trying to get something. I just wanted like $1,000 back. Just acknowledge the fact that you guys literally did that. And then they wound up closing down like not even a year later. It was a family that had owned this really beautiful home on the water. And I think what had happened was they just got a little too big for their britches. They spent too much trying to make this place into a wedding venue. Obviously, I wasn't the only person that had issues with the food, because there wound up being a whole thread on a Facebook group I was on. Other people had gone through other stuff there. Some of the people had bought the fireworks package and they didn't go off. So there was other stuff that had happened. So needless to say, I don't wish that their business had closed down. All I wanted was just some acknowledgement. Like, yeah, you got burned. We burned you. And if someone's going to burn you like that, I just want you to like be honest about it. I am an overly honest sharer, and so for me, it's like when people are not honest with me, my neurospicy brain just like goes zzz, like it just seems like unfair and the injustice of it. Like I have a really hard time with it. So I agonized with it for almost a year, and finally it got to the point where I was so stressed out about it, I had to just let it go. Yeah, food warmers are so cheap. Good morning, fat guy. Oh, Mike says hi, honey. He says, what's up, Mike? Like you said in the previous customer service is so important. You guys, this was such a beautiful venue too. Like I can't even express to you how beautiful it was. And it's just it's so sad. Okay, so we're going to get this. Oh, and because I was talking, I just realized I put this in this for Poshmark, which is hilarious because I could have used it as a bubble mailer, but that's okay. That's what we do. I get to talking, I get to going. You get me on a rant. Oh boy. Things get crazy. All right, so this is going to Katie in Michigan. Katie will be enjoying some really super cute bobbleheads, and she will also be enjoying the very last Fuggler. Last Fuggler, honey. Yeah, that's the end of the Fugglers. Maybe we'll find some more. We did so well on those. Okay, so we're going to mark this as shipped, and this is going out USPS. Okay, going back. You guys are going to laugh. You know that I hardly ever sell anything on Poshmark. It's just not a big seller for me. And I think I sold more on Poshmark this weekend than I did on eBay. So it just goes to show, just when you think you know something, it kind of switches on you. I will say that the stuff I sold on Poshmark, it's all stuff I've had for a while. So it had been marked down quite a bit. So fortunately, it has sold and we're getting it out of our inventory. Okay. The next thing we have here, this is a Teddy Fresh So if you guys ever see this label or logo, Teddy Fresh, this is a bolo. This brand sells really well for me. It's totally kidcore. So kidcore is like, think like 90s Nickelodeon. So kidcore stuff always sells for me. I picked this up at a garage sale with a bunch of other, like, they were like, this couple was like 35. They have bought all their stuff at Hot Topic for the last like 20 years. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. They've bought all their stuff at Hot Topic for the last 20 years. So a lot of it was like older Hot Topic or older alternative looking stuff, which is great because I am really familiar with that world. So I was able to pick up a lot there. Picked up Carhartts and a whole bunch of other stuff there. We spent a total of maybe $20 at this garage sale. And I probably came home with 2 boxes of really nice, like Hot Topic and kidcore, goth stuff, emo stuff, a lot of great stuff. So spent probably $1 on this, maybe less, and got it. Let's see, our profit is $12. So nothing too crazy, but $12 is $12, right? $12 is $12. And this is going to Riley in Pennsylvania. Let's see. I think I can get this into here. Should be able to. All these shipping supplies like this are free at USPS.com. You do not need to have a business account or an LLC or anything like that in order to get that. Oh, super cute. Oh my gosh. Look at how cute that is. That makes me hungry. Oh boy. Wow. I may or may not have finished off an entire half pint of is it Talentino or Talento coffee ice cream. It's a non-berry one. If you have not tried it yet, it's so good. It's addictive. So I got my sweets in last night. Justin was playing some Last of Us 2, and I was eating ice cream and snuggled up on the couch with the pups. It was a great, great Sunday. How was your guys' Sunday? How was your weekend? Did you do anything with the family? Was it just hang out? Did you work? What were you up to? I did kind of minimal work. I did what I would consider the minimum yesterday. So I sent out offers before I went to bed, and I got I think just I got a couple new listings up, I think. And then I fixed some old listings. So I really did like minimal work yesterday, but I just really needed a night with the hubs. I worked all weekend, says Sugar, but yesterday we played board games for a friend's birthday. Oh my gosh, I love doing that. Oh, that's such a cool, nostalgic feeling. What'd you guys play? That's so funny. We were just talking about board games the other night. I've got a Goonies. So Goonies is my favorite movie of all time. And we've got a Goonies Monopoly. Monopoly. And we haven't played it in so long. We were just talking about that, honey. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been up in our closet for so long. We need to do that. We need to have a game night. We always get sucked into the video games, and then that's, then we just don't get anything else done. Okay, let's see. All right, another bundle. These are 2 other items I am excited to have leaving my inventory. I have had these forever. I don't really pick up plush as much anymore. I do pick it up if it's vintage. I mean, there's definitely caveats to what I will or won't pick up when it comes to plush. These are things I thought would sell way faster, but they didn't. This is a Disneyland. It still had the tag on it, cute little Dumbo. And then we've got a Moana Piggy. And I really thought these were both Disney. I thought these were going to sell faster, and they didn't. So kind of one of those like surprise things. I was surprised that they hadn't sold. Let's see if I can fit these into a large priority box. If I can get both of these in here, we are going to rock that out. I just got a new shelf up here, so we're going to see if I can get these out without destroying myself. let's see. All right, yeah, that works. Okay. All right, so hopefully we can get, oh, that's a medium. Well, that's the wrong box. Hopefully we can get these guys in here. This is like I'm constantly rearranging my room here to try to figure out like the most efficient way to like get stuff done. Because I have all my shipping, all of everything I do, all my photography, my clothing set up behind me, my table set up for shoes, all my shipping, all of the inventory to list. I have it all in one room. I didn't list yesterday, first drop in a month. Hey, it happens. I'm telling you, I did minimal yesterday. I will call a spade a spade. I just needed the night. I needed the day. I needed to have family time, and I think that's really important, especially like we are all doing this. Well, okay, we're all doing this for different reasons, but I'm assuming that there's a majority of us that are doing this for the same reason I'm doing this business, which is the freedom of time. I am able to work whenever I want, as much as I want, as little as I want. I'm able to do all of this, and I don't have to worry about like, oh, I didn't meet a quota, or I've got all these people depending on me to turn something in and I've got to get it turned in. And that is what I have done in past jobs. I've always kind of worked for myself, but in another way I haven't. And so with this time, with this business, I really do honestly feel for the first time in my entire life that I really get to do as much or little as I want. And that's going to be reflective. I don't have to depend on anyone else. I've been in other companies and I've done other things before where the majority of it has been in sales. And when you're doing that, you're also depending on other people and you're depending on, the company of the products you have. Or I used to own a salon. And when I owned the salon, I had to depend on my customers. And if clients didn't show up, you didn't get paid. There's all these little things that happen in any business. But with this, I feel like I truly get back what I put out. So if I have a day, or like Sugar saying, she has a day where she's just like, I wanted to hang out with the family. I wanted to play board games. I wanted to just do my own thing. I think this is the first business I've ever been in where I can do that and then not feel guilty. And if I want to list extra, like I'll probably put in a little extra work today, a little bit more than I usually would just on a Monday, because I don't have to drive to the post office. So that frees up a little bit of time. And I'll probably get a little bit more done today to make up for yesterday. But you know what? I can do that. And I think that's the point. HP Lovecraft Festival. Oh, nice. Fantastic. That's what I'm talking about. I just saw that there is a Harry Potter like adventure thing you can do up in Austin that I'm really interested in checking out. Speaking of things that are fun. So these guys, this is a little trick. If you have plush and you're trying to get it into one box, get yourself a little bit of saran wrap, or I just got this stuff off of Amazon. I believe it's in our Amazon link. This stuff is great. It doesn't tear like saran wrap does. I was just using saran wrap at the beginning, like buying just like the cheap saran wrap, but it would tear. So this stuff stays really sturdy. And those two stuffed animals, I was able to get into this box. Normally they would not fit, but they're in there. They're safe. I also think that people really like the idea of being able to like unwrap things. That's always fun, right? Yeah, 100%. Hey, Retro. Okay, this is what we got for sticker. Got a little bear and a little box and a thank you card going in. And then the nice thing about plush is it swishes down, so I don't have to worry about, destroying anything. They will pop out of this box like a jack in the box, and they'll be just as nice as they were going in. So let's see, what did I spend on these? This little Moana pig, I got him at a yard sale. Actually, I might have got him at the same sale as this Disney Dumbo. It was if it's the one I'm thinking of, it was in Silverdale. There was a community sale, and this was like the third yard in a row, and there was a big blue tarp out with a whole bunch of Disney plush. And I did like, let's make a deal. I got like maybe 10 or 12 Disney guys for like $10. So I probably paid like 80 cents for each. So after all of the shipping discounts and all of the fees and everything, we're only going to make about $6 in profit on these guys. But I spent $1.06. So it still meets my metric of 3 times. And this is also a good example of why I am not trying to look for this stuff anymore. Just the rate of return is just not enough for me to be interested. That being said, I know a lot of resellers that do really well with plush. They make a ton of money. And I've made good money off plush, but I haven't made great money off plush. I think those fugglers we talked about earlier. And then I've come across a few like super vintage, almost antique stuffed animals and dolls. I've done okay with those in the past, but they have to be in really good condition. They have to be, a really well-known name thing. All right, Haley, there is that. So I guess the long story short, I'm kind of avoiding plush at this point. I do want to start doing some whatnot shows. I think I'm almost about ready to start doing that. I just got to figure out where to time budget that into my schedule. Maybe plush does better on there, but heads up. Already selling winter coats. Yes, thank you, Retros. And that is a great tip. We are definitely headed into that time. I've got a couple boxes of coats out in the garage. I've just been waiting to list, because it seems like when you list them too early in the year, then people just send you lowball offers forever. Ooh, thanks for the hearts, you guys. We're up to 650, baby. Yo! Okay, what do we got? This I got at a garage sale. This was in Bremerton. Nope, just kidding. Port Orchard, Washington. And it's a little Y2K 3D wallet. It's by Montana West and super nice inside. Very clean. I don't even know that this has been used. Smells good. Nothing funky to it. And this I got for, let's see, I bought some old, D-Day hats and pins, some other little like America pins, got a couple vintage Westerny style belts there. I think I spent $5 on everything. So I probably spent 50 cents on this, I would say. And our take home, it sold for 15. Our take home is $9.98. So I made about $10 on that. So, I mean, this just goes to show why I would rather sell something like this than selling like plush and stuff. It's just, I just make so much more. The profit margin is just way better. Let's see, this is cute. You got a little chick, cute little chick with a little, sideways travel purse there. Little fanny pack over the shoulder, maybe. Okay, we need a little tag here. And this we are going to wrap because it has some rhinestones on it. So we're just going to whip out our foam. For those of you that are like, foam's too expensive. What are you doing? I got all this stuff for free locally. This guy had to put a thing up on Facebook Marketplace that he was looking to get rid of stuff, all this foam for free. And he had all these people, of course, message him. But he chose me to come first because I had a thing about Star Wars in my Facebook bio because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So he's like, I saw you were a Star Wars fan, so I wanted to give you first dibs. I was like, dude, being a Star Wars fan pays off sometimes. So I was able to get I don't even know. It was like at the beginning, it was probably close to 40 rolls. I maybe have 20 rolls left or something, but I mean, they're going to last me forever. We have so much of this foam. So I don't mind wrapping something with it. It doesn't cost me anything to do that. And then I save my Ziplocs for when I get more inventory and I put them in there. That's how I keep things from touching and hurting each other. And what I do is I just get the Ziplocs from Costco. Because you guys know how Costco has those deals by the front door or whatever. And a lot of times they'll have the Ziploc baggie combos. And I always pick them up when I see them. So, okay. And this is going on Poshmark. And I'm going to actually put this in a bubble mailer. Little priority bubble mailer. That way it'll stay extra safe. Again, because of those rhinestones, I just don't want it to get injured. And before we put that on, actually, we're going to print out the label so it makes it a little easier to get the label on there, baby. All right. Bring forth the label. All right, Riley and Iowa, you are getting this adorable Y2K wallet that I don't think has really been used. I mean, maybe once, but I always, if anything looks like it's even been minorly used or touched, I put used on it. I am not the seller that wants to get the complaint. They said that it was brand new, but there was dust on the edges of the right bottom quadrant, 1/8 of an inch dusting. I want a partial refund. Those people are out there. You know those buyers are out there. You know as well as I know that those buyers are out there. I don't want to deal with them. It's used. I don't care if it has tags. It's used. I don't want to deal with it. It's not worth it to me. Like, oh my gosh, that's the last message I want to get. Do you have a dispenser for your packing tape? I do. It's the Excel dispenser. It's on Amazon. If you go over, when you hop up here, go over to our page and just hit the little, click the little thing there. Go on over to Amazon and you'll see it in our reseller supplies. What I like about this one is it's got suction cups on the bottom. So it suctions to the table. I have mine suctioned and taped down because I'm yanking on it all day. But I love having that because I'm an efficiency person. If I use just this, every time I set this down and pick it up, that is like 2 seconds or 3 seconds of my life. And so I only use that for boxes. This little tape dispenser thing, best thing I bought. One of the best things I probably bought from the business. Top 5. I think Southern was asking, like, what are your favorite top 5 things you've ever bought? Because I'm a gadgets girl. I have all sorts of gadgets. And I was like, that tape dispenser is top 5 for sure. Because nobody's got time to be picking up a tape roll thing up and down. And this thing, when I try to use my fingers on it and like rip them off, I swear the first like 2 months I did this, my fingers were just like raw and chewed up from using that. So I was like, I'm getting a tape dispenser. So what I do is I add things into my Amazon cart that I want. And then every time I get like a payday, you know how you can like cash out on Mecari or cash out on Poshmark or whatever. When I get a little payday, then I'll go in and like get one of the things I've been wanting. That way I'm not like spending more, you know, that I'm making. And that's just my little tip. Okay, we still have one more on Poshmark. Mike, can you believe all these Poshmark sales today? Mike and I was joking the other day. I'm like, I don't really sell much on Poshmark. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items on Poshmark in a day and a half. I mean, you can't make this up. But that being said, a lot of it isn't like men's clothes. It's like toys and stuff, which is not normally what I sell. So, okay, we've got our last thing going out on Poshmark is a Vera Bradley. This is I had to look up. So this is a tip for Vera Bradley. If you go to Vera Bradley retired prints, you can find this link somewhere online. And then what you can do is Google image search, whatever the name of this pattern is. And then you can type that pattern in and see if it's a retired pattern from Vera Bradley or not. If it's a retired pattern from Vera Bradley, they tend to be worth some money. If it's not a retired pattern and it's a newer one, I don't normally make much money on them. I used to pick up a ton of Vera Bradley because it sold all the time and it still sells sometimes. Make sure you use cottage core as your descriptor. But I just don't sell as much as I was even maybe say like 4 months ago. So I've been passing some up at garage sales unless I can get them for a super good deal. So if I can get Vera Bradley's, let's say for like 50 cents, $1, I may pick it up. But any more than that, and I'm really gambling because I've had Vera Bradley sell for $50. I've had Vera Bradley sell for $6. So the metric there really has to do with how popular is the print, how old is the print, so on and so forth. So it's kind of I feel like on it. So, but this one was super clean. The bottom, always check your bottoms on these too. The bottom was intact. A lot of these bottoms will be blown, meaning that the board that's inside of here is crumpled in half, and so it really sags. So instead of it being just a small shoulder satchel bag, it'll kind of bow more like a boho bag. If that is the case on Vera Bradley, it usually doesn't sell. People that are getting these are really looking for that shape, and they want to be able to like set the item down. So I always get tape where I have to pry it from the actual roll. It's nearly impossible. Yes, Golden Girl, get this brand. If I could pick this up and bring it over here, I would. My iPad is on an entire like plug-in system right now where I would do that, pick you up and bring you over, but I can't, or it'll unplug. Cleaning Vera Bradley is so hard to clean. Yeah, so Golden Girl, here's a little tip. This is a Vera Bradley tip. Inside of here at the bottom of your bags, there'll be a little hole. So I'm gonna show you guys this here. So this is a little tip. So in all Vera Bradleys, there's going to be a hole at the bottom here, and inside of there is the board that they put in there. It's kind of like a super corrugated cardboard. They all look a little different. I've seen them, different years have different ones. They slide out. So if you slide that board out, just keep it somewhere safe. And then you can just spray a little OxyClean on it or whatever and pop it in the wash and then hang dry. Don't put it in the dryer. Once it's completely dry, double, triple make sure that that's dry in there, because if you put that board in and it's wet, the board will bow and crumple. But then you can slide that board back in and the purse will be brand new. I guarantee you I washed this. So yeah, so that's a nice little tip. Yeah, gotcha. Exactly. Okay, so let's get this shipped here. This again is Poshmark, so we don't need to be too crazy on it as far as how we ship this. Let's see. I don't want that board to get busted. I may pop this because Poshmark isn't going to charge me anything extra for using a box. I may pop this in a box just to keep, ooh, nice guess, just to keep that. Now, that being said, if I was shipping this outside of Poshmark and I wanted to be able to send this like Ground Advantage, I would not be putting this in a box. I would probably take, some box edges or whatever, and I would just put a few on here and then wrap this really well. I've got some do not bend stickers because otherwise, cost-wise, it would not be advantageous. So this is a good example of a Vera Bradley that's not worth a ton. This is not a retired print. This is the Slate Blooms print, I guess it's called. And so it's not worth a ton. Now, that being said, I didn't pay a ton, so no big deal. But this only sold for $12. So, like I said, Vera Bradley is kind of like, I got the pluses and minuses with them. A little bit more paper. Perfect. And then we need to get a sticker. I'm still using the paper from when we moved here, and the stuff that was wrapped up in our dishes. That's how I try to use the least amount of paper I can, because paper is, the weight of it makes things expensive, but on Poshmark, I don't have to worry about that. So this says, save the Arctic. I don't know why it says that, but that's what the sticker says. So we're just going to slide that in there. We're going to send out a Save the Arctic. A positive message. The Arctic is definitely important. I think all continents and all places are important for our world to continue. So let's get our label printed out for this here. So once again, if you're just joining us, we're shipping out Poshmark. So it looks like after all the fees, all of the stuff, we're going to take home a little over $7 on this. Didn't pay much, so it's fine. Is it too much work for like a $6 profit? Probably. So like I said, I am not picking up as much of this as I used to. I think what I probably would do in the future is if I got, this is going to Christine in New Mexico. I think if I got a bunch of Vera Bradley for like kind of an inexpensive price, unless it winds up being like a retired print, I think what I would probably do is bundle it up. Like, 3 purses And then it's not going to take me as much time because I can do all the pictures at once and just have one listing if I got it for like a super inexpensive. Oh, 3K. We have 3.5 hearts. Oh my gosh, Retro. Thank you. I didn't even notice that. The last time I looked, I think it was 680. Is there a special genre of things that sell better on Depop? Yeah, 100%. So I am what I would call a Depop seller. I sell more on Depop than anywhere by like times 2, 3, 4 almost. Depop is great for the age group between like 18 to 30. My top selling things on there are Levi's, as long as the date's on them and the listing. Y2K, grunge, boho, like anything like Y2K girls or guys. So like bling, Bratz doll style, anything in the guys stuff like indie, skate, skater boy aesthetic, emo, rock, classic rock. That's where I sell almost all my Harley stuff. That's where I sell most of my biker stuff. That's where I sell all of my grunge stuff. Band t-shirts, old Looney Tunes t-shirts, stuff like that. I also sell a lot of like hip hop clothing on there. So I sell a lot of like South Pole or stuff that's kind of like got the baggy or loose aesthetic. I sell a lot of shoes on there. So a lot of Vans, a lot of skate shoes, some Nikes. A lot of my Nike stuff winds up selling on eBay or Grailed. I think probably because they have the authenticity filters on those. Yeah, so I would say that's one of my best selling things on Depop. Now, I don't sell a lot of women's clothing. I sell women's jeans. I sell a lot of Miss Me's and stuff like that, but I don't sell a whole lot of women's clothing, so I'm probably not the best person to tell you how that sells on there. Cowboy boots. I sell a ton of cowboy boots on there. Hunter boots, rain boots. Like, well, we're going to kind of go through a Depop next, and so you'll be able to see some of the stuff that I sell on there. Okay, so I think that's it for Poshmark. Let's take a look. Yeah, well, we sold that much. Mike, can you believe I sold that much on Poshmark? Holy smokes. It's like a running joke. I just normally don't sell hardly anything on Poshmark, and this was like a crazy good weekend for that. So let's see. Before we move over to Depop, do we have anything on Mecari? Do we sell anything on Mecari? I don't think so. No, nothing on Mecari this weekend. Okay. And then, oh, you know what? I think we do have a Grailed though. Look at this is how infrequently I sell stuff on Grailed. I have to actually go to the website and like see because I just don't sell stuff on there very often. It's probably the least popular site. Oh, this is a the only way to fail is to quit lesson here. Okay, so where are these? Hey baby, did you get that item off of Grailed? It probably did not show up in Vendu. Can you grab it for me? It is item, let's see, I listed this a while ago, so it may be, yeah, he'll find it. Okay, so we'll come back to that then. So, but I'll tell you what it is before I ship it. So these are a pair of pants or a Fat Farm pair of pants. I got them for like $1 at a garage sale. These sold on Grailed like, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago, something like that. And the person's payment failed. So I sent them a message and I was like, hey, I just got a notification from Grailed that your payment thing hadn't gone through and you might need to just update your address or something like that. And I didn't hear anything back, but I was like, well, I'm just going to leave the conversation open. I'm not going to archive or do anything. We'll just leave it. And so then like 2 weeks ago, I popped in to see if I'd sold anything on Grailed. I hadn't sold anything else because like I said, I don't sell a ton on there. And I just shot out a message and I just said, hey, these pants are still for sale. I don't know if you're still interested. If you are, if they say available, then they should still be available. And so he or she, whoever this person is, I didn't hear anything back. And I was like, okay, well, either they get them or don't. And I moved on. And then this just went through. So they probably had to wait to get paid, or maybe they needed a new card or something.
You were doing it?
Yeah. So nice little pair of vintage Fat Farms. This tag is so old. Like it's like solid. So we sold these. I got these for $1. They sold for $12. Not a crazy sale, but you know what? 12 bucks is 12 bucks. 12 bucks is 12 bucks. And Grailed is nice because they already just have the label ready for you. So all I got to do is pop it in a bag and we'll get this printed out. And Grailed, they are UPS, which is fantastic. Grailed used to be only FedEx, which I hated because my FedEx is not close. So my UPS I can drop off at CVS. Follow that one. My UPS at CVS, and then my post office is on the same route at the end. So I'm able to just like stop by. When I got to go to FedEx, I don't know if any of you guys are this way, but when I got to drive to FedEx, I have to like go into town and it's like a whole adventure. So what about the seller fees on Depop? How does it compare? So the nice thing about the seller fees on Depop is they got rid of most of the fees. So they say that there's no seller fees on Depop. That's not entirely true. The buyer pays part and the seller pays like a transactional fee, but it's not much. It's really low. So what I do on my Depop, all right, ready? Follow me on this, is if I have an item on Depop that I want to sell for $20, I know that I want to market at about 24. And here's why. Because I'm going to immediately put that on a 10% off sale. Because anytime you have a 10% off discount on items on Depop, it automatically sends an offer to people that have liked it. So that's just off the board, boom, that's going to go out. And I take my 10% off for a second, and then I put it back on Depop. And it sends out offers to all those people. So that's a little trick. Don't tell everyone, though, wink, wink, as I'm on TikTok. So I automatically am going to do that 10% off. Then I'm also going to offer them a discount when they like it. So I'll send them out like a 10% off discount immediately, and then I'll send them another 10% off or accept an offer or something. So it's going to be about 20% off. So if I put those at $24, right, and I know I'm going to give them a total of, let's say, 20% off, that's going to be $4.80 off. So now that pair of jeans is going to sell for about $19.20. I wanted to sell them for $20. They sold for $19.20, but I've also padded my shipping. So my shipping on this pair of pants, if this was on Depop, would probably cost about $6.67. But I'm going to charge $8.50 for my shipping. Therefore, I'm making almost $2 on the shipping. And that covers the fee that Depop is going to charge me for selling them. And then it also covers my gas to and from the post office. So at the very end of the day, that $20 pair of pants, I have indeed made $20. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Do you use a relisting, delisting app? Yeah, I use Vendu. I am a Vendu girl. I love Vendu. I can't imagine ever switching. I do have Auto Posture for sending out offers, but I don't use it for cross-listing or anything, only because I have always used Vendu. I love Vendu. I understand Vendu. I'm very fast at it. And what I really like about Vendu is when you delist something on Vendu and relist it, on every platform, it lists it with a completely unique ID number. So it is truly a brand new item up on that platform rather than being a delist and a regurgitated item. You can ship at Walgreens, and I can too, but Walgreens is like a ways. So this is how it goes. It goes for me, CVS, and then I keep driving, and then I hit the post office. If I want to do Walgreens, I have to go all the way to the other part of town, which is basically where FedEx is. So it doesn't really suit me. Okay, so this is going UPS. And that's our one Grailed item. I sell stuff so infrequently there, but hey, it's 12 bucks I didn't make anywhere else. So, okay, let's move over to Depop. Hey, babe, did you ever find that hoodie? Yeah, I may not have. All right, well, we'll have to just do that later. Okay, we're going to hop on over to Depop and get our stuff shipped because we probably have a good amount of stuff there. We usually do. Depop, I would say I'm probably what would be considered a Depop seller because I sell way more stuff there than anywhere. Okay, the first thing we're doing is a pair of Docs. So docs are a 100% sell through. They are a 100% BOLO. 100% get them of 100% of the time, as long as you get them for a good price. So I got 2 pairs of, these are called the cherry bombs. I got 2 pairs of cherry bombs, and then I got a pair of Britons, which is a white knee-high pair. They're a 20 eyelet. They're out of production. You cannot find them anymore. They're like a $250 pair of shoes. I got those, and then I got 2 pairs of these cherry bombs for a total of $90 altogether, which you're like, whoa, you spent $90 on a garage sale? Yeah, because I have sold these for $50. I sold the last pair for $65 because it was a bigger size. These are a little bit smaller. And then I still have those white ones. So those white ones will sell for $250. These and the other ones sold already for $50 and like, I think it was like $60 or $65. I can't remember. So I've already made my money back with selling these 2 pairs. And I have that pair of Britons that will sell. I mean, I have like 15 watchers, I think, on it. It has like 100 views on eBay and like an astronomical number of views on Depop. So it's just waiting for that special buyer because it's got to be someone that's got an extra $250 plus shipping to pay, but all come out $250 ahead even after paying that. Yeah, it's a bummer that FedEx is so far. Although I will say, if there had to be any place that I'm okay with it being that far, I'm okay with it being that far for FedEx because I use them so insanely and frequently. All right, we're going to wrap these docs up. These are going to get foamed. I used to put all of my shoes in boxes, and I still do. This is kind of like, this is Charity's rule. If the shoes are worth $100 or more, meaning if I made $100 on these shoes, I'm going to box them. But this is a pair of $50 used docs. If these can't make it through the mail with foam, they are not going to make it on a person's foot. With docs, couple things you want to check. So when you see them, you always want to make sure you do the twist. So you're going to twist right here, and what you're going to look for is docs almost always split right here when they get dry rot. So right here by the heel on both sides, you want to twist. Like if you're at a garage sale or somewhere, I got no shame in my game. I will twist at a garage sale. I have been burned by dry rot enough times, burned by a pair of Jordans that I spent that I paid up for dry rot because I didn't twist. So I always do it now. So you want to twist there, and then you want to do this. And I know you're like, oh, don't crease the toes. These are used shoes, guys. They already have it. They even have a little dent in there. I am looking to make sure that there aren't any creases here, like cracks, because docs famously crack here when they get dry rot, and they are useless. That is a useless pair of docs. If they're your own docs and you want to put mass amounts of glue on them, you're welcome to, but I'm not selling glued shoes. So there's that. So we're going to wrap these up pretty nicely here. Again, I'm not going to go too crazy. They are a $50 pair of shoes. They're not like, you know, a $100 pair of shoes or something. And this person's going to get a cute little penguin here. Is FedEx your least favorite? Yeah, it is mine. I guess it's just my least favorite because they're always the most expensive. And I've just never had a FedEx really close to me. Even when we were in Washington, our FedEx was in town as well. And every time I had to go there, you know, I was a baby seller back then. I was super brand new when I was selling, you know, I was basically just selling my mom's stuff from when she had passed. So I had like a lot of her like big, bulky kind of like Egyptian decorations. And she had like a whole like Asian thing going on. So she had a lot of that stuff. And so I had to ship stuff like bigger stuff. So I did wind up shipping on FedEx with FedEx a couple times. And they're not only were they far to travel to, they were more expensive. And I didn't know how to like change the shipping on stuff back then. Anyways, the things you learn at the beginning, but most importantly, they are really picky. So FedEx, like you think USPS is crazy about things being the correct size. FedEx is 1,000 times worse. Like I tried to ship a poster and my poster, get this, okay. The poster that I put in, it was like a Saved by the Bell poster or something. I put a poster inside of a poster tube, and the poster tube had the correct sizing on it. So the poster tube said it was like, you know, 20 inches by 3 or whatever. The tube had the writing on it. So I put that in as my metric for like shipping the thing. So the tube was technically like 20 inches, 0.2, and the width was 4.1 or something like that. And this is before I knew to round everything up. And that poster, and I kid you not, no exaggeration, cost me an extra $20 to get that sucker shipped. So, I mean, worth it? Probably not. Probably not. So that's my FedEx story. I just thought that was so ridiculous because the measurements were on the tube. But oh no, I should have known to round up at 0.1. So now I just round up everything, but I hardly ever ship on that. So yeah, Walgreens. And that Walgreens, like I was saying, so here's my CVS, and then I drive down and my post office, and then I can turn around and come home. If I want to do Walgreens, I got to go all the way down over here, and it's like across the highway. We live in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States right now. And so the traffic here, like long story short, the roads have not caught up with the influx of people. I mean, that was one of the reasons, sorry for the squeak, guys. That was one of the reasons we bought here, is because we're like, oh, well, we'll be able to, you know, it's a great investment for our home because it's the fastest growing area. What we didn't think about was just the traffic. And fortunately, you know, Justin and I both are working from home. And so we don't have to be out in it that often. But when I have to ship, if I got to drive to that other side of town, it's only maybe a mile and a half difference, but it's like an extra 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes. Hi, Idaho. Yeah, so I just avoid that situation like the plague now if I can. And I just don't go to that end of town, like if I don't have to. All right, let's see if we can fit this in the bag. So this is how I wrap up boots. So what I do, and I know a lot of resellers use paper for this, and that's fine. Paper is heavier, and this foam was free. So that's why you'll see me using a lot of this foam. And I'm hoping that guy is going to be a good connection for me for getting more foam in the future. We'll see. I hope. I had sent him another message a few months ago, and I was like, hey, enjoying the foam. If you get any more, make sure you let me know. But I haven't heard anything back, so I should probably shoot him over another message and just be like, hey, using the foam today, just thinking about you, really appreciate it. So these are going to go out on Depop. Now, on Depop, you do have the option to use Depop's shipping. That being said, if I ship outside of Depop, I can pad my shipping a little bit. And so I get the difference. So I'm able to kind of mess with my prices a little bit in order to cover that. So these are going to Nicole in New York. And let's see, padded envelope. Yeah, so the rule with padded envelope is things have to be able to move inside. So as long as there's a little room in there, you're good. If this was perfect and I couldn't bend or move that, or it was like stationary, like a box, you cannot do that. You can do box in a bag, but if you do box in a bag, you have to take the actual measurements of the envelope. You're not supposed to take it of the box inside of there, if that makes any sense. So, okay, so the length of this, bust out our dollar store 125 ruler. What do we got? We got 12 by 11. 12 by 11 it is. Top of the morning to you. I'm Irish, so I'm allowed to do that accent. Okay. Let's see. Pounds are 2.78. So we're going to round that out to 2.8. And let's see what we've got for shipping. How are these going to be sent? How is she getting her docs? Okay, so we got 822 USPS ground or UPS ground saver. So we're going to buy that label, and I guarantee you that I probably made a little bit of money on the shipping. Nicole, your docs will be on their way. They are adorable. Come on. Come on, internet. Don't fail me now. Okay, UPS on these. It's going to spit this out. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. So this is everything that has sold from Friday night until this morning. So I guess what, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So about 2 days worth of sales, 2 days plus a few hours. Okay, and then we need to copy this and put this in. Let's see what they paid. So she paid $9.50 for shipping. So we made about $1 on the shipping. Not bad, not bad. Pays for all of the stuff and the gas and all of that good stuff. All right, so those are good. Moving right along. What do we got next? Another pair of shoes. It's been a shoe weekend. So these are a pair of Hunter boots. I got these at a garage sale in Silverdale. It's the same garage sale that I got this really cool old vintage viewfinder that had all these vintage slides. I made like $198 on that, paid $7. I got these for a couple bucks. I did a let's make a deal. So it was these boots, a couple other pairs of ladies' dress shoes. I think there was a pair of like Hokas in there. And then a box of Onesta light dimmer switches, which have really good comps. I think actually I've sold all of those now. And I got the whole box for like $12 or something like that. I don't remember exactly how much it was, but it was a great deal. So these wound up selling for, I had them listed for $57. They sold for $51.30. She paid $10.20 for shipping, which they won't be that much. So we'll make a little bit off that. And these are actually going to New York as well. So these are going to, it looks like Cella, I believe is the name. I could be mistaken on that, but that's what it looks like. So we're going to get these shipped, and we're basically going to do the same thing with these that we did with our docks. So we're just going to get these wrapped up here. Now, instead of wrapping these individually, you may be asking why I did those docks individually. So with leather, I want to make sure that it's not rubbing, that it doesn't accidentally get and like rub on each other. So the postal workers are kind of rough on stuff, and the conveyor belts are rough. So if for any reason the foam got disturbed in there and they weren't touching each other, or the paper or anything like that on a pair of docks, that leather can rub like that and it'll leave like scratch marks. And the person will message you and then they'll say, I didn't see these scratch marks in the photo and now they've got scratch marks. And you're like, oh my gosh, that person totally scratched those up. What a scam. And really what it is the person just, they got them like that because of the fact that they were probably rubbing together inside of the package. Now, that's not always the case, but it definitely can be the case. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put these boots down. I'm going to check to see what the best way to wrap these. I think we're going to go like that. So what I do is I lay them down first one way, and then I'm just going to put the top over, and then I'm going to lay these down the other way. And then I'm just going to do a little fold, and we're going to do a little fold. And then we're going to just take this down together. And then I know this is probably over and above what most people do, but I always bubble wrap my boots, especially like any of the rubber boots, because here's what happens. If I don't keep these fairly stationary and they're in a bag, this can happen. It gets hot and it gets bent and the person gets it and their boots look like that. So by putting a little bit of the saran wrap over it, that keeps that from happening. So again, these are all things I do. There is absolutely no wrong or right way to ship. Well, there's a wrong way. If you're taking a figurine and putting it in a poly mailer and expecting it to not break on the way, then yeah. But as long as you're, being thoughtful and trying, that's all that matters, right? We all start somewhere. So there's a cute little Polaroid instant camera and a thank you card. They're going to just go in there. And then I'm going to use my saran wrap here I've been thinking about this, you guys. If you guys, I know a lot of you guys watched probably my last shipping live, and we were trying to come up with a way to get this saran wrap like fastened somewhere so that I can just have it like readily here and I don't have to keep putting it down and picking it up. And I think I may have come up with a solution. I know some people had said that they have like the what do you want to call it? Like the like the industrial paper towel holders, and they have ones that are for this. But really what I want is something that, and you know what I may do on these guys is I may actually stick do I have like a, oh yeah, I've got a bunch of these old post office DVD things that they no longer are making. So we're going to put this in here. I think I may put this down just for these booths to stay stationary because they feel like they could potentially bend. So I think that'll keep it. Yeah, that's going to keep it a little less likely to bend. I mean, they're $50 shoes. I want them to get to the person nicely, right? So let's try that. So I think I may have came up with a way. Oh yeah, that's better. Now it's like the likelihood of them bending is little to none. And everyone's like, you're using post office materials. There's an old DVD box. Everyone calm down. They don't even make them anymore. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with like a lever system, like a foldable thing where it sticks onto the lever and then the lever is able to like, and I'll just attach it to my table. It'll like go down and then I can use it on my table like I normally do and then just fold it up again. So I need to like come up with an invention. Like I said, I'm a gadgets girl. I like gadgets. I like inventions. I just need to come up with an invention that's going to work for that. It's going to have to be like something probably that we design. So yeah, good. No worries. Yep. How do you make your labels if you don't use Depop shipping? I use Pirate Ship. So Pirate Ship accounts are free to start up. You do not have to be a business to have them. And I do all of my shipping. Man, I hate to use this big bag for this, but I don't think it'll fit in the smaller one. I use all of my shipping. I would say 90% of my shipping goes through Pirate Ship. And I save a ton of money. Now, I always put this as a caveat because I think it has to do with where you're at in the country. But if you sell on Depop and you don't want to use the Depop shipping, they do fit good. If you don't want to use the Depop shipping, then you can use Pirate Ship. Just make sure you're putting the correct amounts in for stuff. So what I did when I first started, so this is a little advice, is I had hanging up, and I don't have it anymore because I don't need it. But I had, in fact, oh my gosh, actually they might be. Are they right here? Oh, maybe. Yes, I do have them. So I had sizes up. So what I did was I just put the sizes of like packages, and I was like, okay, if I'm going to ship something from my house to, and then I found a random Starbucks address like up in Maine, what would it cost me for anything under a pound? What would it cost me for something up to 2 pounds? What would it cost me for something up to 4 or 5 pounds? And then I marked it down. And then what if I shipped it to Washington State? Okay, what would that same item cost me to ship it to there, right? Then I did, what if I shipped an item to Oklahoma? What would it cost me? What would the average? And what if I shipped an item to, North Nevada? And I just kind of metrically figured out like, okay, if I sell an item that's from 1 pound to this, the general shipping is $6.99, so I'm going to charge $7.50 to pad my shipping a little bit. And I just wrote those numbers down. But you got to go from your location, and in Pirate Ship, you can check rates. So you don't have to actually make a label and pay for it, print it all out to do this. You can just go in to check rates in Pirate Ship, and then just mess around in there. Mess around with a couple addresses, see what it looks like it's going to be for shipping, and then you can kind of formulate your shipping around that. Okay, we're going to get these in here. And I'm going to tape down this edge a little bit extra, and then let's have a feel. Yeah, those feel good. Perfect. Okay. So these are going to, where did we see these were going? I think these are going to New York too, weren't they? Let's see, to Chella. Man, I'm probably butchering that name. Okay. And we are going to measure here, and it's looking like 13 by 11. Too close together, just not too close, too close. I just want to break you down so badly. All right, let's see. What is our weight on that? 3 pounds even. Man, would have loved to keep that under 3, but it is what it is. They pay $10.50 for shipping. So I think we're going to be fine. I can't imagine it's more than that. It's probably going to be like $8.50 or $8.90, $8.20. Yeah, perfect. So we made a couple dollars on that. And that's why I always preach to set it up so Depop doesn't do your labels, because you can mess with the price. Like I'm able to give a little deal to a buyer in Depop, they're feeling like they're getting a deal, even though my shipping is just slightly more. And that way they feel like they're getting a deal. I'm still not losing anything out of my pocket. I would do this on every platform if I could. I mean, on Grailed, you don't have a choice. On Poshmark, you don't have a choice. But Mecari, you don't have a choice. So you got to mess with your pricings on there a little bit differently. But because I primarily sell on Depop, that's going to be the place where I always am going to share the most advice. Okay, so this is going USPS as well. We're getting full bags, kids. Full bags, kids. Okay, what do we have next? We have a shirt. Let's see, I gotta put the things in. And if I'm missing anything, guys, I apologize here. You need like a paper roll for paper wrapper. So I thought about that. The problem is that they don't fold up or go anywhere. And because I'm working just in like, this is my space right here. This is my table. And on this table, I have all of my gadgets, my phone, my tape dispenser, you know, all of the things I'm using on the table. And then on the left-hand side, I've got my printer and all of my bags. So I only have like this much of an area for shipping. So if I put that dispenser on here, it's just going to they take up so much room. So that's my thought. I may still have to go that route, but hey, Neil, thank you for the follow. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hi, Morga. You guys, we just hit 4K on a shipping one. I think this might be our second highest hearts ever for a shipping one. So we must be doing something right. We're doing something right, honey. We're doing something right. Okay, what do we have here? Next, we have a bundle. Okay, so on Depop, I have it set also for bundles ship free. Now people are like, oh my God, you got to pay for shipping. That's crazy. Here's my thought. I would rather sell this Tommy Hilfiger button-up shirt that has a stain on the wrist that I didn't notice when I got it, that is worth literally like almost nothing. It's worth literally like maybe $2. I would rather sell this for $5.40 in a bundle. This is literally like a $2 shirt because of the stain. It's paired with a Y2K Columbia. So I got this at a garage sale for like $1 or something. I didn't notice a stain. I got this Columbia at a garage sale for probably $2. So I'm $3 in on these items. One sold for $5.40, one sold for $16.10. I'm going to do free shipping on this. But by offering the free shipping, this person may not have chosen. Maybe they wanted this, but they didn't want to pay all the money for it, right? So they're like, oh, well, I'll just get this other little shirt, throw it in, and now all of a sudden, I'm not paying for shipping. Little do they know that this is literally a $2 shirt that I'm charging $5.40 for. So I've already made $3.40 more, which is going to cover almost all of my shipping fees for these items. So when you're putting stuff up, you just got to kind of think to yourself, like, what can I do to this item to entice the buyer, but also not like completely mess with my profits? And I want to mess with mine, but what can I do for an incentive? So, you know, you can have your own opinion. Thank you, Roger, in California, for purchasing these. You can have your own opinion on that. A lot of people don't want to do free shipping, but a lot of people don't pad their stuff like I do. So as long as I pad my prices, I'm comfortable offering the free shipping. If I'm not padding my prices and then I'm just charging what I would normally charge, then yeah, I'm probably not being smart about that. All right, so what's he getting? He is getting, that is not good for this item. Sometimes I'll get a sticker that's like, oh, it'll say like, I love you on it. It's like, well, that would be weird. So this is just a little hello. Yeah, the I love you ones are like, well, that might be a little forward. He's like, thanks for the Columbia shirt and the Tommy Hilfiger that's, and the I love you sticker. That's weird, right? Can you imagine? You get an item, you open it up, and it's like, I love you. I want to marry you. You're like, Whoa, I'm cooked. Okay, so let's get this. We're going to fold this up as small as we can because we want to save on the shipping, especially because we've been shipping out for free. I wish it was shipping out to Boston so I could be like, shipping out to Boston, whoa! But it's not. It's shipping out to California. All right, so this item weighs 1.10. So we're going to copy the address here. And let's get this into the old pirate ship. Let's put it on the pirate ship, shall we? All right, paste. All right, Roger. What are we paying, Roger? What is our length on this here? Length is as small as humanly possible. 10 by 8. 10 times 8. And 1. And 110, I don't think we need to do 111. Yeah, no, we're good. Okay, and what is our rate? Give us our rate, pirate ship. Oof. $7.21. So I paid for shipping, but so I basically kind of gave him this Tommy shirt for free, but I got him to buy that Columbia jacket that he probably wouldn't have bought if he didn't feel like he got a little bundle deal. I have found that since I started doing the bundle deals, bundle ship free on Depop, I am selling a lot of bundles. However, do not mess up your profits. Make sure that you're padding your shipping on certain things, or more importantly on the bundle, since they ship free, make sure you're padding your pricing a little bit. So like I said, if I want to sell a pair of pants for $20, I'm going to put them up to 24 because I want to be able to wheel and deal that down. Don't just put them up as 20. Yeah, but Charity, they'll sit there longer. Okay. Wouldn't you rather them sit there for 4 weeks longer, 6 weeks longer, than have to list more items to make the exact same amount of money just because you want that item to go out? And I get it. I'm a turn and burn seller. I like things in the store. I like things out of the store. But you know what I like even more? People buying multitudes of product. And people that I've had quite a few bundlers. I've got one gal that's purchased from me 3 times now. So, you know, I mean, that's a return customer there. All right, so this is going UPS. What else do we have here? But if they match your energy feedback from the buyer, I love me too. Yeah, right. Totally. I need to set up a pirate ship account, maybe transition out of eBay shipping. Yeah. So Neil, here's my advice. 2 things. One, anything in eBay that's under £1, just ship it straight from eBay. It'll be the exact same price on pirate ship because that's the under the pound policy. If it's over £1, before you go through too much trouble, I would see where you're at. And I don't know what state you live in, but kind of put some rates into pirate ship. For instance, my son that does reselling as well, he's up in Washington State, and it is cheaper for him to send stuff priority mail. So that kid is able to get jeans and sweatshirts and all sorts of stuff in priority mail envelopes. And it's less expensive for him to do that from Washington places. So that doesn't have anything to do with pirate ship. So it just kind of, you just go into carrier pricing on eBay. So it really depends on where you are. But set it up, play with it a little bit, and see if it'll save you. I'm grateful I did because I had no idea. The first month that I started selling stuff in Texas after we moved down here, I was still setting everything in priority mail envelopes. And then I was like, oh, you know, just for giggles, I'm going to go into pirate ship and see what it was. And I was like, whoa, I have been spending so much more than I needed to. I mean, I probably spent $100 more than I needed to on shipping. So yeah, try it. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, Melissa. Okay, what else do we got? Let's see. We need to copy and paste the address of that or the SKU of that and mark that as shipped. Thank you, Roger, for your patronage. We appreciate it. And that's going UPS, mark item as shipped, and boom, right along. All right, what do we got next? We got a big sale coming up here. All right, so I just listed these. I just got these, another pair of docks. I got these at a garage sale locally. They're in such good condition, I barely had to clean them. These, I got these from the guy for $10, I believe. Or maybe I talked him down to $7. I think he wanted 10 and I talked him down to 7. And they sold for $68. So this is a good example of padding my pricing. Okay. So these shoes typically sell, this line, this brand, these ones usually sell for around 73 to 78 is about what they usually sell for used. They got a couple little scratches on them. You know, they have a couple little toe creases. So they're not brand new, but they're in really good condition. What I did was I listed these for 85. Okay, so follow me on this. I knew I was immediately going to put the 10% off. So I was going to take $8.50 off, which brought them down to what, like $77, let's just say. So $77. Then I sent a 10% off deal. So they sold for 68. Now, typically in this condition, they'd sell for about 75, somewhere right in there. But I sold them for $68 and I got them for $7 or $10. I can't remember. And then, oh, these are going to Washington. That's so funny. I know right where that address is. So they paid $10.50 for these. The shipping is going to be a little bit on these because they are heavy. They are steel toe. But like I said, I've added the shipping, so that should cover, you know, a couple dollars of the depop transaction fees. And these are going to get wrapped up individually because they are in really good condition, and I don't want the leather to touch themselves and have it, you know, hurt the shoe or anything. Mr. Krabs, what are you doing in here? Mr. Krabs is in here. Aren't you supposed to be at the Krabby Patty working? What are you doing in here? All right, let's go in there. And then, ooh, this is a cool sticker. Look at that. Man, I almost want to put that up on the wall. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Ooh, I don't know that I can get rid of that one. All right, I'm going to put it to the side. What do you think? You think we should put it up on our board? Oh, did you guys notice the newest edition? Did anyone see this? You know what this is? This is that googly eye that we found on one of the t-shirts we bought at a garage sale this weekend. If you guys watched my garage sale haul, you'll saw that. I pulled a t-shirt out and there was a googly eye stuck to it. So I was like, oh, I'm not getting rid of that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Keep? It is just against the eyeball. I was like, that has to go up there. No pressure, no diamonds. I may have to keep that. I'm going to put it to the side for now. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, this is a great sticker. Look at that. Super cool. Man, I love this sticker company. Right? This has been my favorite. This company has definitely been my favorite. Okay, so it's going in a shoe, and then we're going to wrap these up really well. I do not want these to end up hurting each other or scuffed in any way. So we're going to wrap them pretty good. I'd rather take the extra couple seconds and wrap them than have to send these also in a box. Now, if these were new with tags, or like I said, if these were like an over $100 pair of shoes, I would put them in a box. But it's already going to be a little bit in the shipping. I don't think most people purchasing these kind of shoes used are assuming that these are going to be in a box. To this day, I haven't had a complaint like, why did you ship my shoes in a box or anything like that? So I'm sure it'll come. I'm sure there's going to be some person at some point that complains, but it's probably the person that was going to find something to complain about anyways. If you have been in customer service ever in your life, as all of you probably have, you just know they're just out there. They are looking for something to complain about, and it does not matter what you do or what you don't do. They are going to find something to talk about. All right, so these are going to get wrapped up together here. We're going to do our saran wrap trick. And all right, let's see. If you guys are asking any questions, I can't see right now because I keep getting, you know, the invite thing, which is annoying. I'm wondering if there's a way to turn that off so that I can stop getting invites to random things. Hey, Sky, SK, it's probably SK. Nicole is here. Hi, Nicole with the purple hearts. Your hearts match my hair. My hair. matches your hearts. Okay, what do we got here? Let's see. How do these feel? Do these feel nice? Do they feel happy? Do they feel like they will not be damaged, hurt, or anything in any way? Pretty good. What do you think? Not bad. All right, and these are going to go in a bag here. And if you are not able to get this foam for free, I would not suggest using foam like this because it could be pretty pricey. Where I got this from was a guy that works at a sign manufacturing place. So their company gets, you know, those big signs on the side of the road that's like such and such town, this many miles, like the big green ones, or maybe they're blue where you are at, I don't know, but exit 420, exit 117, like whatever the exit number is. These signs, the metal gets manufactured one place, then it gets shipped to this guy, and then their company puts the letters on. I never knew that's how it worked. So they get these signs, and they're like brand new manufactured signs in all this foam, and then they don't have anything to do with the foam. Because then when the company comes to pick them up with the numbers already on them, they go into like a different kind of container for that. And so the foam just gets like, he said he'd been collecting the foam for like 4 months. There had to have been, I am not exaggerating, I'm going to come up with a real number. I would say 300 rolls this size. There had to have been 300 rolls this size. It was a giant warehouse and it was an entire wall full. So I was able to fit around 40 in my car, and then that was it. That's like all I could get, which is like so many of them. I mean, oh my gosh. I'm happy to see you, Nicole. And Leanne, thank you for the follow. I am also happy to see you. And Fly Eagles Fly, even though I'm a Broncos fan. Oh my gosh, I just lost 8 viewers, I'm sure. Okay. It's where I grew up originally, Colorado. Us Broncos fans, we just stay Broncos fans. We're gluttons for punishment. Oh, it's so true. It's so true. Okay, so these are going to Christian in Washington State. And let's get these weighed because these are going to be hefty. So these are going to be 3.6, and our length on these is, let's see, 13 by, we better call it 10 just to be safe. So 13 by 10, and what did we say on the weight? I already forgot. 3.6, and these are, I'm guessing these are going to be like 890, I would say. 822. Boom! Thank you, UPS Ground Saver, for being amazing. Okay, buying that label. He paid 10. What was it? Do you guys remember 10 something? 10. A number 10 something. Let's print that out and then we will see. So I think we actually made some money on that one. Yeah, he paid $10.50. So we made like $2 on the shipping on that. So that's great. All right. So marking as shipped. Ooh, 4.1, guys. 4.1 hearts. That makes me feel like a special lady. What's the take on this, guys? Do we put it up on the board? What do we have up there so far? We've got we have a love you. We have cherries in honor of my cherry tattoos I have. We got a hummingbird and a giraffe and a seahorse in honor of my mom. Those were her 3 favorite animals. We have a popsicle with cherries in it. We have our googly eye from the garage sale. And then we have that sticker. If you guys remember, like when I first started doing these TikToks like 2 weeks ago, we had a sticker, and I can't show you up close, but it's a sticker that has like, it's kind of anatomically correct. And I just could not bring myself to throw it out. I was like, oh, we found this together on a TikTok. Like everybody was like, what is that sticker? So I was like, it's got to go up on the board. Hey, Vicious. Joining from Washington, Pacific Northwest. Oh my gosh, that's where I was. I was over in originally Squim, if you know where that is. And then I was in Bremerton, which is like on the other side of Seattle. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All right, what's the take, guys? We put it up on the board. What do we think? No pressure, no diamonds? I don't know. We gotta hold to the side. I'm not getting any answers. All right, so what do we got? Is that it? Then we just have this mystery hoodie that we're gonna have to find, I think. Let's see. We're gonna look, and I always check to see if anything else sold while I'm doing this, because I've had that happen many times where I'm selling while we're doing this. And then I go to leave and I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have noticed that. Okay, so let's look everywhere. No, Mecari. Gosh, I thought we sold something on Mecari. I could have sworn we did. But maybe not. Maybe it was just that I need to rate my buyer. Oh no, it's just an offer. Okay. And then Grailed, we just had that one thing. And Grailed is interesting because on Grailed, I don't know if you guys have ever sold there before. This took me forever to figure out the first time, so I'll just tell you in case you sell there. On Grailed, they don't have a box for you to say, like, I shipped the item. All you do is get the label and then put it on your item. And then once it registers at UPS, then it marks it as shipped in the Grailed system. That took me forever to figure out the first time I sold something on Grailed. I was like, where is the box? It kept saying, like, nothing. And I'm like, where's the box to say I shipped it? I'm like, this thing is not going to look shipped. So that is the trick with Grailed, is they won't show it until it actually starts going. Yeah, so the only other thing that we've got is our mystery hoodie, which, like I said, I just listed this. So my guess is it's in this room somewhere. Oh, the only other thing I could have done, which I'm famous for this, is I put the SKU number in incorrectly. So we're going to look real quick. I always put the SKU number in the description, and then I also put the SKU number in the actual listing format under SKU, because my brain flips numbers around really easily. It happens all the time, especially when I get tired or worn out. So let's take a look just in case. So it says it's 665. What does our SKU say? Our SKU also says 665. Okay, yeah. So it's just here somewhere. All right. So that's the only other thing that sold is this little hoodie here. We paid $1 for it. It sold for $20.99. I maybe marked it too low because this sucker sold in like a couple hours. It's a Nike hoodie. It is a 2014. So technically not Y2K, but it is a Thermofit. I probably could ask 25 for it, but I'm like, $20. Get it out. Turn and burn. Yes. On the board because you shine bright like a diamond. Vicious. I take it. All right, you guys, we're adding it. That made me feel really good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Kennedy. Brianna. All right, let's get this up here. This is what happens when you ship a lot of items and you don't have fingernails anymore. All right, you guys, you're here to witness it. The diamond's going up on the board. Let's do, oh, it fits really good right there. That's like perfect. Oh, there we go. There we go, guys. Our diamond is next to our inappropriate sticker and our found googly eye from the garage sale. Okay, yeah, so we did pretty good, let's see, this weekend. We did, let's see, let's get this label on here. Let's see how many items we sold. Let's take a look here. This is going in here. Ooh, that is a full bag. That's a full bag. Wow, that's heavy. Holy smokes. That is heavy. That is a full bag. Okay, so we sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we did 15 items between Friday night and right now. So not too bad. Nicole says, I love it. I know, it looks really cute, doesn't it? I like the diamond. We only, we only put stickers up there that they have to have like a meaning, a reason. They got to have like special something. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to take off. It is Justin and I's 9th anniversary today. So we're going to hang out. Technically, he's on the clock working as well. We're going to have a little lunch. We're going to hang out. We're going out tomorrow night for a little mini golf and some Tatsuo ramen. So that's the real date night. But today, yeah. So we're going to hang out for a little bit. And then I'm going to be back on here 100%. Because if you guys could see my listing room right now, this is the cleanest spot. This is the only spot available. I have 1, 2, 3 buckets of shoes, 1, 2, 3 giant boxes of clothes that we have to get up today. Yeah, so it's going to be some picture taken today. We're probably going to be doing a lot of that today. So join me back on later for picture taking, and we'll hang out. We'll get some work done together. We'll talk, we'll jab, we'll tell stories. Jennifer, if you're still on here, you're like, oh, she's going to tell some stories. She loves telling stories. All right, you guys, have a beautiful, wonderful beginning to your day, and I'll see you guys on a little bit later. All right, bye, everybody. Loves. Jennifer, she's laughing. She's like, oh, she likes stories. I'll see you later, guys. Bye. Bye to everybody on YouTube. If you're joining us from YouTube, like I said, I will be back on later today. We'll be doing some pictures and photographs. So please join in on the fun. All right. Bye, everybody.